Hari Om. Welcome back. We were examining the why of the study of our scriptures. Why do we need to study our scriptures? Well, the primary aim is to expose ourselves to the teaching, to understand from our Guru that there exists a hitherto unknown Vastu in our personality onto which our Guru shines the torch of Jnanam. So once we get exposed, this is the primary purpose, to expose ourselves to the teaching, Guru Mukhat Upadeshaha, backed by the Shastras, with complete Shraddha, Guru Vedanta Vakyadishu Vishwasa Shraddha, which is a discipline we should have inculcated diligently in us during the sadhana chatushtaya sampanna sampatti days itself, during the karma yoga and upasana yoga days itself. So when the Guru says, when he points out to us that there is a factor called the Atma, and the fact that we were ignorant of it, the next stage that the Guru exposes his student to is to commit himself to a period of time to conduct Atma Anatma Viveka thoroughly. Atma Anatma Viveka is a very important step in the spiritual ladder, because if this is done properly, we have successfully traversed almost 90-95% of the ladder. It is when this process of Atma Anatma Viveka is not done properly is where all the confusion lies or arises. So once Atma Anatma Viveka is done, and we, through the teaching, through consistent and systematic listening to a Sadguru's teachings, we become more and more attracted to the Atma. This becomes the second stage. This is again why we must study the scriptures, because the Guru will teach us the features of the Atma and the features of the Anatma. Knowing these two well, one must make a well thought out choice, and hopefully after thorough understanding we will land up making the right choice. We choose Atma to be our real nature. Then it is not enough, this is not the end of the journey. The Guru will then instruct us if we chance to continue with our studies. He will teach us and help us understand that this Atma is that Paramatma. Tat Tvam Asi. He will teach you. There is a sampradaya, a teaching sampradaya that is in place. The Guru will systematically and consistently take the student through the steps. So this is the third reason we need to study the scriptures, to know that the essential nature of the jiva and the essential nature of Ishvara is one and the same. Jivatma Paramatma Aikyam and Jivatma Paramatma Aikya Jnanam. We need to know that not only our essential nature is Ishvara's essential nature, and we also need to know the reverse of this equation. Ishvara's essential nature is not different from our essential nature. Jivatma Paramatma Aikyam Tattvameva Tvameva Tat. Taken from the famous Kaivalya Upanishad mantra. So this has to be learnt. And then the whole idea of studying the scriptures is to know that moksha or liberation is not something one has to be running after. Moksha is not something remote that has to be achieved in time. Atma being eternal, timeless, has to be here and now. So the orientation, the relationship between me and moksha has also to be understood from the Guru, keeping in mind the fact that moksha or the nature of or the swarupa of Atma is eternality. So moksha has also to be eternal. Moksha is not a sadhya vastu, nothing to be achieved. It is an already achieved vastu. If there is one vastu that we don't have to run after and search for in any other place except here in our own hearts, that vastu is Atma. So moksha or Atma is not sadhyam, but it is siddham. It is already achieved. This orientation has to be learnt from the Guru. This is another reason why we need to study the scriptures. And then we must also know that we are no more sadhakas. There's nothing to be moksha being eternal and infinite. It cannot be achieved through finite means. We are no more sadhakas in that sense. We are siddhas in the sense that what has to be achieved is already achieved by us. We need to only be taught this. We need to understand this, which hitherto we did not know. We are already, the fact that we are already siddha vastu, siddha purushas, in the truest sense of the term, it is not to be understood in the sense of some yogic power, etc. Siddha means already achieved. Siddham. We have all that we need to know, all that we need to do, if at all I use that verb. We need to understand that moksha is our very nature. This is another key point that needs to be kept in mind to know why we are studying the scriptures. Why Bhagavad Gita? Why the Upanishads? Why the Brahma Sutras? Why the Prakarana Granthas, etc.? Why are we studying Vivekachudamani? Why 588 verses have been written by the great Adi Shankaracharya? This is the reason. These are the steps that must be clearly kept in mind. Atma Anatma Vivekaha one needs to be exposed to. First of all, we need to know that there is a vastu called the Atma in our personalities. Then we must know more about the Atma so that we cling on and claim the Atma to be our real selves. Then we need to know that this Atma is not different from Brahman. Jivatma, Paramatma, Aikyam. And then we must understand our relationship with moksha, the freedom that every being, especially human beings, are in search of. Moksha is not an object anywhere in the world that needs to be achieved and cannot be achieved in the outside world. It is our swarupa. It is our very nature. So there is no more sadhana involved. The only sadhana being the sadhana of exposing ourselves to the scriptures through systematic shravanam, mananam, and nididhyasanam. We need to break the orientation that moksha is something to be achieved in time, in future. Nothing of that sort. We are not sadhakas, we are siddhas. Moksha is not a sadhya vastu, but a siddha vastu. This clarity has to be achieved if we have to take our scriptural study seriously. If it is lukewarm, take it from me, we won't be able to last this span of time. And it is only when we get this message, these steps clearly, that we will be able to enjoy the benefit of the time, the quality time that we are spending in scriptural study. We will pick up more of this discussion and take it forward through our study of Vivekachudamani in the upcoming capsules. Hari Om. Om Durjana Sajjano Bhuyad Sajjana Shantimapnuyad Shanto Muccheta Bandhebhyah Muktaschanyan Vimochayet Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.